Alright guys, and welcome to another F1 2021 experiment. Today we are going to be simulating the first season of my team and going through it race by race. We have unfortunately not got the French Grand Prix because I seem to have lost all the pictures, so what I'll do is I'll give you a very quick rundown when we get to that race weekend. However, everything else is up and ready to go, so let's go and see what happened in Bahrain. So Max Verstappen won the first race of the season, pipping Lewis Hamilton by just under 5 seconds. Valtteri Bottas backing up his teammate in third, and then the other Red Bull completing that top four in fourth. So obviously that leaves Max Verstappen on top with 26 points, having also picked up that fastest lap. Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas basically as you were in the race. Alpine picking up their first 2 points. That's good to see with Fernando Alonso. But let's see who's leading that Constructors' Championship. As you can see, Red Bull lead the Constructors' Championship by 5 points from Mercedes. McLaren in third. Ferrari pick up 6 points and are in fourth. Aston Martin are fifth. Alpine 6th, and AlphaTauri, the only other team to pick up a point, in 7th. Let's head to Imola. And Valtteri Bottas is successful in Imola. He wins the race and grabs the fastest lap. Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez finish second and third. Lewis Hamilton nowhere to be seen, DNF'd. Lando Norris and Ricciardo continue McLaren's strong start to the season as they look for third or better. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz in 6th and 7th for Ferrari, and Alonso picking up another 4 points this time for Alpine. So let's see what that does to the Drivers' Championship. So Max keeps hold of his Driver Championship lead by 3 points. Valtteri Bottas then goes up to second, Perez up to third, Norris up to fourth, and Lewis Hamilton already 26 points off the pace thanks to his no-point finish. Red Bull 12 points ahead in the Constructors after the 2 races. Valtteri's victory didn't help Mercedes try and take the lead, unfortunately with Lewis not backing him up with points. McLaren getting a grip hold on that third place, 20 points ahead of Ferrari in fourth. Aston Martin in 5th, Alpine in 6th, and AlphaTauri, the only other team with a point, in 7th. So here in Portugal, at race weekend 3, Lewis Hamilton has bounced back with a victory and a fastest lap. Max Verstappen managed to get himself into second from 11th place on the grid. Fantastic drive from him. Valtteri in third, Sergio Perez in fourth. So Mercedes and Red Bull definitely the 2 best cars by quite a distance. Charles Leclerc gets 5th for Ferrari in their battle to try and overtake McLaren. Lando Norris and Ricciardo for McLaren, though, are 6th and 7th, and there is Carlos Sainz. And then a double points finish for Alpine as Alonso and Ocon finish 9th and 10th. So Max extends his lead over Valtteri by 3 points. Lewis Hamilton goes from 5th up to 3rd, only 18 points off the top now, and Sergio Perez is 23 points off. He is looking a little off the pace in terms of actually backing Max up here. The Mercedes are ready to attack. And with Lewis Hamilton's victory and Valtteri Bottas' 3rd place, Mercedes have cut Red Bull's gap down to just 1 point after 3 races now. This could be one hell of a battle at the end of the season. Mercedes looking quick at the moment. Red Bull still very strong though. McLaren in 3rd, still 20 points ahead of Ferrari. Alpine have moved up to 5th place with 9 points. Aston Martin dropped to 6th with 7. And AlphaTauri, the only other team with a point, in 7th. In Spain, Max is supreme. He started 3rd, but he overtakes both Mercedes to get up into 1st and win the Grand Prix with the fastest lap. Red Bull looking exceedingly quick. So there's Lewis and Valtteri in 2nd and 3rd, and Sergio once again backing up his teammate in 4th. The only worry I'd have is he's always 4th. He needs to start getting himself some 2nds and 3rds to help Red Bull win this Constructors' Championship. And Max's lead at top of the Drivers' Championship has extended. It is now 17 points from Valtteri Bottas in 2nd. Lewis Hamilton is in 3rd, 26 points off the pace. And then there is Checo in 4th, 37 points off the pace. And Red Bull have extended their lead at top of the Constructors by 5 points. They are now 6 points ahead of Mercedes. This battle looks like it's going to be an epic. McLaren have lost points in their battle with Ferrari for 3rd. They're now only 16 points ahead of them. Alpine's still in 5th. Aston Martin's still in 6th. And AlphaTauri have picked up an extra 2 points and sit on 3 points in 7th. He's on a roll. Max Verstappen finishes in 1st place from 3rd on the grid yet again. Valtteri Bottas started 2nd and finished 2nd, and Lewis Hamilton dropped from pole to 3rd. Lando Norris in 4th, and Perez once again failing to back his teammate up in 5th place. So Max Verstappen is starting to stretch his legs at the top of the Drivers' Championship, now 24 points ahead of Valtteri Bottas in 2nd. Lewis Hamilton 36 points off the pace, and Checo 52. Red Bull have eked another 2 points onto their lead from Mercedes. They're now 8 points clear. McLaren are now 26 points ahead of Ferrari, and Alpine sit on 11th and 5th. Aston Martin have 7 points in 6th, and AlphaTauri have 5 in 7th. All the other teams yet to score a point. In Azerbaijan, Valtteri Bottas managed to convert a pole position into a victory with a fastest lap. Once again though, Lewis Hamilton nowhere to be seen in terms of backing him up, as he did not finish. Max Verstappen came 2nd, Sergio Perez came 3rd, and McLaren had a fantastic weekend in their case of trying to defeat Ferrari. So Valtteri's closed the gap to 16 points to Max Verstappen. Hamilton not finishing costs him dearly, as he drops now 54 points off the pace. Sergio Perez 55 points off the pace. This is the shocking bit. Hamilton's not finished twice, and Checo has finished every race, and he's still behind Hamilton. And once again, Red Bull opened the gap on Mercedes. It's now 15 points. They just seem to have the better of them right now. McLaren starting to really pull away from Ferrari. That gap 36 points. Alpine still in 5th with 13 points. And AlphaTauri have actually gone up to 6th place with 11. Aston Martin sit on 8 in 7th. And on race weekend 7 in Canada, Lewis Hamilton grabbed the victory. Valtteri Bottas finished 2nd. Max Verstappen was 3rd, and his teammate Checo was all the way down in 6th. The 2 McLarens, Ricciardo and Norris, are 4th and 5th. And maybe we're starting to see that point where Mercedes are starting to grab control of this championship. So Max Verstappen still clings on to his championship lead, but it is cut down by Valtteri and Lewis. Only 13 points of difference at the top there. Sergio Perez really starting to drop off the pace, and it is worrying for Red Bull, because when Max performs, Sergio isn't backing him up like when either Lewis or Valtteri perform. The other usually backs him up unless there's a DNF. And with Red Bull's really disappointing weekend, Mercedes have taken the lead in the Constructors' Championship. They are now 6 points ahead. McLaren sit in 3rd and comfortably in 3rd. Ferrari are in 4th. And there's a nice little battle between Alpine, AlphaTauri and Aston Martin in 5th, 6th and 7th, where there's only 3 points between them. Still no points for Alfa Romeo, F1 Simmed, our team, Williams or Haas. Whether anyone will pick up any points before the end of the season, I guess we'll have to find out. So now we do reach the point where I forgot to take pictures, I'm afraid, of the French Grand Prix. So all I've got is how they finished, not necessarily how the championships stand. In which case, Lewis Hamilton won the race. Valtteri Bottas came 2nd. Lando Norris was 3rd. And the 2 Red Bulls were 6th and 7th. Absolutely shocking. Really dropping off the pace. Is it a case where the Mercedes are just that much stronger? I guess we'll have to find out as we head to Austria. And in a rainy Austria, Valtteri Bottas won the Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton coming 2nd. Lando Norris 3rd again. Max Verstappen this time managed to pull out a 4th place finish. Daniel Ricciardo 5th, but Checo all the way down in 7th. Red Bull not having the end to this first half of the season they were hoping for. And that did signal the change at the top of the drivers, where Valtteri Bottas leapfrogged Max Verstappen to lead by 12 points. Lewis Hamilton closing in on Max Verstappen as well. Red Bull really dropping off the pace to the point where Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo are sat ready to pounce on Sergio Perez in fourth. It's going to be an interesting next couple of races. And when it comes to the constructors, Mercedes pulling away now, stretching that lead. They are coming on strong, and Red Bull seem to have no answer. McLaren are actually looking like they might become a little bit of a threat. We'll have to see how that develops. So off to Britain we went for race weekend number 10. And it was a Mercedes victory, but it wasn't a home victory for Hamilton. Valtteri Bottas picked up the victory. Hamilton came second. Lando Norris third yet again. Daniel Ricciardo fourth. And the two Red Bulls 6th and 7th. They're well off the pace, and McLaren are definitely looking a bit of a threat to them. So in the drivers, that means Valtteri Bottas' lead is now 30 points ahead of Max Verstappen, 40 ahead of his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Lando Norris has indeed leapfrogged Sergio Perez into 4th place now, and Daniel Ricciardo is poised to do the same soon. Charles Leclerc isn't exactly far off either. And there were no changes in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes now 92 points ahead and looking uncatchable now, to be honest. McLaren, on the other hand, are closing in ever so slightly on Red Bull. It's going to be an interesting end to the season. So we head to the final race before the mid-season break, and Lewis Hamilton picked up the victory. Charles Leclerc, of all people, came second. Max Verstappen seemingly getting that Red Bull working again and finishing third. Carlos Sainz made it a very strong weekend for Ferrari in fourth, and the two McLarens did beat Checo, who is just not backing up Max at any point. McLaren are a threat. I think Red Bull do pull a little bit, but ain't by much. And with Valtteri nowhere to be seen, finishing in 21st place, Lewis Hamilton therefore does close the gap, as well as leapfrogging Max Verstappen. Both close 14 and 15 points off the top respectively. Lando Norris sitting in 4th place, and Ricciardo didn't get past Checo this race, but surely it won't be long until he does. And Mercedes' lead stayed around about the same. I think they added a couple of points to it. McLaren do drop a couple of points. I think it's 6 points from Red Bull, but they are looking very strong. Ferrari, big weekend for them, comfortably in 4th. AlphaTauri have grabbed control of 5th place, it seems, and Aston Martin and Alpine on 16 points each, battling out 6th and 7th as we head into the mid-season break. So as we end this video with the first half of the season completed, Mercedes, as you can see on performance, are way ahead of the rest. Whereas at the start, Red Bull was slightly better. Red Bull are now about the same sort of level as Ferrari and McLaren. AlphaTauri are also quite tight with Aston Martin. Alfa Romeo and Alpine have really dropped off. Alpine shocking from them. Williams and Haas also developing their car. Can any one of those teams pick up points in the second half of the season? We will find out in the next video, which should be out next week. If you've enjoyed the more in-depth look into what's happening, please drop this video a like, give us a subscribe. There's plenty more of this content to come, and I'll catch you guys later.